Hello everyone, the topic of our presentation is the influence of single-sex education on academic performance and social life. Let's start! Our presentation will cover following aspects: introduction, literature review, methodology, discussion, findings, conclusion and recommendations. Let's start with background information. Our research on single-sex education's impact on academics and social development is ongoing. Proponents highlight customized learning environments, while critics raise concerns about reinforcing gender stereotypes. Our study aims to fill the gap in understanding by examining academic and social outcomes within single-sex education. Well, now let's talk about research problems. The challenge of potential social communication, difficulties and limited interaction in single-sex education schools despite academic success, which can reinforce gender stereotypes. Existing research tends to focus on academic outcomes, overlooking the broader implications for social development in single-sex education.
Now let me present you our research purpose and questions. The purpose of the study conducted at our university is to examine the impact of single-sex education on academic performance and social lives of respondents who graduated from KTL, whether single-sex education has negative or positive impact on academic performance and social life. And here are our research questions. There are 5 questions, you can take a look.
So before starting our literature review, we gathered 3 aspects. Before studying is academic achievement comparison, social dynamics and peer victimization, and third one is gender segregation and learning styles. For the first one, in our references, we got the data that according to the learning styles, the academic level and achievement was differing through female and male single-sex education schools. For the second one, we got the idea that social dynamics and peer victimization is still here, and for women, for female part, there is some sort of victimization and obligation towards some harmfulness and harassment, and for representations of the male society, there are like brutally harsh victimization activities coming along the way. And for the third one is gender segregation and learning styles. Basically, we got the idea that for female and male single-sex education universities, schools, we must pick up certain learning styles that will fit both, fit each gender. Because according to the study we got in there, in our literature review, there were differing learning styles that affected the academic performance and that varied better and suited better for the certain gender.
Okay, so here are the examples and citations from different literatures for each of the aspects that we covered in our literature review. For example, first of all, about academic performance, Eisenkopf and other researchers observed better academic performance among girls in single-sex schools, suggesting that the school environment fosters challenge and encouragement, leading to higher achievement levels. The next, about peer victimization, Anim and other researchers reported higher victimization rates among males, highlighting the vulnerability of boys to verbal and physical attacks, particularly in boys' schools. And the third one is about gender segregation and separation. According to Leonard Sachs, who established the National Association for Single-Sex Public Education, the most effective learning environment for boys may not be optimal for girls, which leads to understanding that boys and girls sometimes should be studying separately. So about the methodology of our study, we used quantitative method to make it possible to collect and analyze all the numerical data in order to find trends and test theories in our research study. Our sampling method were convenience and purposive methods because we have group mates who studied and they're alumni students of PTL, so it was convenient for us to access to them. And research was conducted to 30 respondents overall. 27 of them are females and 27 of them are males and 3 of them are females. And the main thing is about survey. The study utilized the survey administered through Google Forms to gather data from single-sex schools alumni, ensuring anonymity and confidentiality through strict privacy protocols. And we covered questions about extracurricular activities, academic performance, overall satisfaction, and potentially including cross-relations to explore relationships between factors like gender and academic success.
Okay, now let's look at findings. As it was mentioned before, we used survey to collect our responses, and survey consists of 12 questions. The first 2 questions are background information of students, specifically their age and gender. And as my groupmate Sania mentioned, overall there were 30 respondents, 27 male, 3 female. And the age ranges between 18 and 25. Next slide. The first question, let's look at each question individually. Did you feel uncomfortable socializing with another gender? As you can see, the great majority, namely 90% of students, answered no, they had no problems. 27 students. 2 students said yes, they had, and it was hard to answer for 1 student, whether it was hard, like uncomfortable socializing with another gender. Now the second question, rate your studying experience from 1 to 5, studying experience in KTL. And as you can see, the majority of students answered 5. So they were happy and delighted with their studying experience at KTL. 40%, 12 students. 11 students answered 4. 5 students answered 3. And 1 student answered 2, and also 1 student answered 1. Yes, next slide. Have you ever experienced any type of pressure while studying there? If yes, tell us in details what was that and how it affected you. It is open-ended question, so there are many answers. But as you can see, the great majority of students answered no, they didn't face any challenges. However, there were some challenges. For example, the pressure that I'm behind of others in terms of academic performance. The expectation of high results from BTS or KBO, Bilim Tekstürü Sınavı, or Kazakhstan Bilim Olimpiadas. Then, I haven't done. The language and peer pressure, that he or she did no Kazakh language. And yeah, but overall, no, there were no pressure from majority of students. First question. Do you think your academic performance got better or worse by studying with peers with the same gender? And as you can see, 63.3% answered that their academic performance was improved. 19 students. For 8 students, it was hard to answer to this question. And 3 students answered it got worse. Next. The next question. Have you ever considered changing schools while studying there? And no one answered hard to answer. And 23 students answered no, they didn't consider it. And 7 students answered yes. Do you think your social skills improved after studying at KTL? As you can see, the majority of students answered yes, improved. 20 students. 6 students answered no, and 4 students answered hard to answer. Next. The seventh question, very interesting question. Would you like your child to study there? And the great majority of students answered yes, they want their child to study there. 21 students. No, 6 students. And hard to answer, 3 students. Next. Did you find the teaching methods effective in your lifestyle? And of course, 86.7% of students, namely 26, answered yes, they are effective. No, they are not effective, 2 students. And it was hard to answer for 2 students to answer this question. How would you rate the overall sense of community among students in your lesson? Sense of community, brotherhood, sisterhood, and as you can see, it was obvious for me even. 21%, 70%, the great majority answered 5, like the strong sense of community. 6 students answered 4, 2 students answered 3, and only 1 student answered 2. And as you can see, no one answered 1. Yeah. And last question, reflecting on your experience, do you believe attending LISM had significant impact on your personal development and worldview? Also, I expected this question and answers to this question to be like, yes, it had like significant impact on the worldview. Yes, 90%, 27 students. Hard to answer, 2 students, and no, only 1 student.
Along the way for our discussion part, we answered the 5 topic questions, the research questions that we got at the beginning. And we're going to cover the stereotypes, academic performance, teaching strategies, social skills, and personal growth. In the single-sex education school, especially KTL, we discovered that there might be some certain stereotypes about the gender, uncomfortable in being social acquaintances. For example, when people meet up with each other and meet the certain gender, most of our contestants replied that there is no uncomfortability, that it just proves that it's just a stereotype. And prejudice is also there. We should not take it into consideration. It's just there, but it's not valid at all. Academic performance, there is a drastic, like maybe 80 to 90% of the contestants replied that their academic performance improved significantly, which means that the academic performance leads to the environment, like focused environment with peers of the same gender keeps us focused to our main tasks. That's why we can achieve better results overall. For the teaching strategies, 60 to 80% of our contestants replied that positive perceptions of teachers made the learning process more engaging for them, which means that only a small portion of our contestants did not like the teaching strategies. But overall, the results are great. Social skills. KTL teaches its students not only for academic growth, but only personal growth too. These two come a long way together, which means that students mostly have their confidence built up in there because of the sportsmanship, and also because of the complete development and peer negotiation and help of the mentors for each students. They can get better. They are improving their social skills, academic skills along the way together, so they can get higher positions after they graduate to school. So after all, they are not limited by their worldview because they are gathering a lot of things after all, and this means that it leads to a complete development of the students in this school.
Let's move to the conclusion part. Our research reveals both drawbacks, such as stereotypes in gender and limited social interaction, and benefits, such as improvement in social skills and intellectual skills of single-sex education. Also, we wanted to add some recommendations that further studies should be conducted among teachers, mentors, and students who are in process of education from the 7th to 11th grades to get bigger results. These are our references. Thank you for your attention.